At the beginning of the 20th century, the Kazakh steppe was undergoing significant changes under the influence of Russian Empire. Russian expansion and reforms disrupted the traditional way of life of Kazakhs, causing economic and social hardship. Against the background of these changes, a Kazakh intelligentsia was formed inspired by the ideas of nationalism and self-determination called Alashurda. Alashurda is a national movement of Kazakh intellectuals that emerged in response to these challenges. Its leaders were prominent individuals such as Alikhan Bukikhanov, Ahmet Baitarsunov, and Majah Abdulatov. They were highly educated and inspired by the ideas of nationalism and self-determination that they had observed while studying in Russian and Tatar educational institutions. The goal of the Alash movement was to preserve and modernize Kazakh culture, language, and traditions. Alash leaders worked actively to standardize the Kazakh language, develop the educational system, and increase literacy among the population. They believed that cultural self-consciousness was a necessary step toward achieving political autonomy.
Alikhan Bukikhanov was one of the key figures of the Alash movement. Educated at the St. Petersburg Forestry Institute, he was a scholar, publicist, and politician. Bukikhanov actively advocated political and social reforms to improve the situation of the Kazakh people. He was the first chairman of the Alash Orda government and played an important role in shaping the national ideology. Majah Abdulatov was a writer, poet, and public figure. His literacy works and articles propagandized the ideas of national self-consciousness and self-determination. Dulatov was one of the most active participants of the Alash movement and was engaged in spreading nationalist ideas through his publications. Ahmet Baitarsunov, known as a reformer of the Kazakh language and education, developed a new Kazakh script based on the Arabic alphabet. His efforts were aimed at improving the literacy and education of Kazakhs, which became the basis for a cultural revival. Baitarsunov was also a prominent publicist and one of the leaders of the Alash movement.
In 1917, against the backdrop of revolutionary events in Russia, Alash leaders proclaimed the establishment of an autonomous government, Alash Orda. This was a significant step towards the establishment of a modern Kazakh state. The Alash Orda government sought to ensure that Kazakhs could manage their own affairs, protect their culture and economic interests, while preserving their identity. Alash Ordians used literature and journalism to propagate ideas of national self-consciousness and self-determination. Majah Abdulatov, for example, wrote the novel A Young Kazakh, Wake Up Kazakh, which called for the awakening of nation spirit and self-determination. The movie O Young Kazakh is based on the biography of Majah Abdulatov and his participation in the Alash Nation Liberty movement. It covered Dulatov's life, his literary and political activities, and key events related to established for the autonomous Alash Orda government in the early 20th century under the conditions of the Russian Empire. The film emphasized his role in the struggle for Kazakh autonomy and nation identity, as well as the historical significance of the Alash movement for Kazakhstan.
Alash Ordians founded and edited several newspapers and magazines, such as Kazakh, which became a platform for disseminating nationalist ideas and discussing important social issues. In summary, the Alash movement was a crucial period in Kazakh history, encompassing both political and cultural revolutions. It strived for a self-determination and cultural revival of the Kazakh people, leaving a legacy that endures in contemporary Kazakhstan. The legacy of Alash movement is evident in today's Kazakhstan, reminding us of the enduring spirit of national identity and cultural pride. As we reflect on the Alash movement, we are reminded of the power of cultural heritage and the enduring quest of self-determination.